I would say it would be really when I saw the suffering of animals and that we were causing, that we had no right to consume. I think for me, that was a true catalyst to help me in that mind shift change that I needed on my journey. The first step that I took was to change my diet to becoming vegetarian and reducing my consumption of meat. What I didn't realize initially was that going vegetarian was not enough. That in fact, dairy is a form of liquid meat. And I had to go further in my journey. And that's made all the difference. Definitely, without a doubt, it would be emotional. I'm a very emotional person. And I think changing my outlook, changing my diet has helped me to be more disciplined in my emotions. And I'm seeing sort of the benefits already as I approach my 8th month. I'm feeling awesome. I'm feeling different. I'm feeling alive. I do notice that I tend to eat more frequently throughout the day to gain calories. Currently, my diet is about 70% fresh fruit based. So therefore, I'm taking some supplements to gain some iron and other needed nutrients. But on the whole, I'm coping really well and I'm loving it. I would recommend a plant-based diet based on all the research that I've seen and really sort of the emotional attachment when I come to realize that I'm about sustainability. I'm about feeling better and realizing that we have evolved as a species and we're really concerned about our health, about what we consume, and this is, I think it's the way that everybody really need to live their lives and just be aware. Yes, the one thing that I'm definitely looking forward to is starting some type of plant-based business to really express my gratitude and joy, because I believe my whole mindset change really starts with gratitude and really humility. Only when I've conquered those two did I feel that I could be plant-based, and I think a business would help me to express my change in direction. A few things surprised me. I think the number one thing that surprised me is the fact that sugar is good for you. And there's a differentiation between the natural sugars in fruit versus the sort of processed additive sugars in most of the foods that we get, from candies and cakes and so forth. And the other thing that really surprised me is that we've gotten away from the fact that raw foods are what we've consumed as a society for hundreds and hundreds of years, because they're sort of the healthiest form of nourishment for our bodies. And that's where I really want to be on my journey. And I'm hopeful by the spring, when I get to 1 year, that I can attempt to sort of do a raw food based journey and diet as well. One of the things that really interests me in terms of my research is doing sort of what's known as a proper cleanse or a detox. One of the ways I've experimented is just doing a watermelon cleanse, meaning just consuming loads and loads of watermelon every day, and it's just detoxing your body and really deciding and documenting your journey, so you know exactly what day, what items you're consuming. I'm monitoring my weight. The other thing I'm also going to be doing in the new year is getting my blood work checked. This way I can compare my blood work every 6 months, and I can compare it when I was a carnivore to now when I'm a plant-based vegan, so I can see the difference on my health. It's very interesting you asked that. I've lost a total of about 15 pounds. I could have lost more, but unfortunately, the problem is many vegan foods they can be vegan, but they're not necessarily healthier. Perfect example is an Oreo cookie. An Oreo cookie is vegan, but it's not necessarily healthy. And that's the kind of conundrum that I've faced. As more and more plant-based vegan foods come out, a lot of times they have to put a lot of processed ingredients or additives to make it as such. And you're getting away from eating really whole foods. And I think that's been the success of my journey, really eating whole foods and not always trying to mimic my sort of older carnivore tendencies, I guess is the best way I could put it. Yes, wherever possible, I do purchase organic, but I'm also cognizant to the fact that we really don't know the verification of the organic and how it's tested and so forth. I think what's been more important to me is realizing the importance when it comes to vegetables and fruits of flash freezing. And especially people who live in cold weather climates can take advantage of the properties of fruits and vegetables by freezing them properly and using them later on, instead of always trying to assume that we can always get fresh, which is ideal, but it's not always practical. Right now, I would say I love blueberries. I mash them up and I go through them like crazy and I experiment with different things and superfoods, and I never used to love them. You know, and the reason I started mashing them up was because I couldn't eat them. Well, in my research, I've just read the Bible of Veganism recently, and this book was a 25-hour Audible marathon, and I didn't think I could get through it, and I did. And I just downloaded another book. It's probably the largest vegan plant-based study ever done. It's called the China Study. So it's quite well known. It's called the China Study, and I'm going to get to that one as well. And one of the things that stuck out for me was that supplements are the best way to deal with the lack of nutrients that you get sometimes as you get older, right? Because I come from the carnivore world where I eat everything. And so my job is to figure out, hey, can I get that nutritional value from plant-based? And I've been found some great plant-based supplements that I've been taking to help me on my journey. I'm getting a bit more iron, protein. B12 is the number one thing that a lot of vegans are always asking about. You know what I mean? So I'm getting that, and my levels have not been low at all. So I'm taking it anyways. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that I want to make sure that I'm doing it right. Because a lot of times people, they're eating a lot of unhealthy foods and they're not getting the real feeling out of it. Because if you're eating a lot of junk food, it could be vegan, plant-based, but it doesn't mean it's healthy, and your body doesn't react in the same way as eating healthy, whole-based foods. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about growing some indoors. I had a dream recently that I had opened sort of like a vegan bar kind of restaurant, just specializing in fungi, because there's a million types of fungi. Fungi is for plant-based people like me now, that they're like, the portobello is like wagabi steak, you know what I mean? We love that sort of stuff because it's so interesting, it's fascinating. It can help people mimic the meaty sort of textures, you know what I mean? Really very healthy, and there's such a huge selection of fungi. It's unbelievable. Yeah, thank you for asking, Russ. That on Facebook and Instagram, to please check out Plant-Based Groupie, where I'm really documenting my journey. For a lot of people that have considered this change in lifestyle, who were on the fence and didn't really pay as much attention to their diet, they're going to realize that it can really be life-changing and altering, that it can help you deal with so many stresses that we all go through on a daily basis, because it requires a level of commitment. And I said this, and people, loved it. And it's true that going vegetarian is like dating casual. Going vegan, plant-based is like falling in love, because you're committing to something. And to me, that's what it's about. It's making sure that I'm at the point in my life that I can commit to something, and I'm seeing the results in such a short time that I feel so grateful every single day.